Hello, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and I haven't really been posting videos as much. I've been doing live streams, trying out things on the channel. And today we're here with a friend of mine, close friend of mine, Jordan.
Oh, yo, what's up?
Yeah, we're not really quite used to this, so we'll try this, and hopefully if you guys like this, comment, like, and if you guys like this type of content, who knows, we might do more stuff like this. Um, so we decided to read a book called Animal Farm. I was the one who pitched the idea, and we decided to read a book called Animal Farm. I also watched the movies. I did not watch the newest movie right here, but I did watch the other movies. Um, this book is written by George Orwell. The one that I have and that I read is the 75th anniversary, which is includes a foreword by Anne Pratchett and a new introduction by Taya Obrit. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Um, um,
Nice.
so I was asking, what did you think of the books? No, the book.
Well, for me, I was like, I'm just saying, I read my young adult books. I have fun with those. This one, I was all like pretty bored. I read well, listened to, I guess you could say, the audiobook on Audible,
Yeah, yeah.
and it did include the forward and all that stuff. And the funny thing is, though, I'm sitting here like they're doing this forward, talking about how the writing kind of was and what it meant to a lot of people, and this story in particular about the two pigs there, and I'm like, bro, I don't even know about the story. I'm just checking it out for the first time.
I had the exact same problem because like this was also the first time I read it. I had heard that we should read this. We should have read this in school. I had heard so much about George Orwell, and I've never read any of his books. And so I was like, you know what, for the first one to just try this, I was like, that's kind of why I chose it. Um, but yeah, I hated that forward. I hated that introduction. Like it was just like this is the reason why I like it, and I'm a person. I'm like
Well, who are you? Who are you?
it's like that meme of like the kid like who are you? You
Exactly.
know?
Like, what do you mean?
I
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was so like I'm like Snowball. Who the fuck is Snowball?
Who needs the better question? Who names the pig Snowball?
I mean. I mean, to be fair, we did have Charlotte's Web. I mean, there were some pretty weird names in that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but a snowball would be the last thing I would think of a pig.
Yeah, true, true. Um,
Like Charlotte, I can understand.
yeah, yeah, Charlotte does sound better than Snowball and Napoleon.
Well, at least Napoleon, that one is like Napoleon was like a real guy. I
That's
don't know
true,
anyone in
true.
his, I don't know anyone in history named Snowball.
Eh, that it would be too on the nose if they named him Stalin, you know? I
It would have, it
mean,
would have, it would have.
yeah, look, there's this pig named Stalin. He's kind of a jackass. Well, whoa
Oh,
there,
geez,
hold
I
on.
wonder what's gonna happen to him.
Uh, so before we go too far into that, but yeah, no, I had the exact same like I was like I hated that like it took me, it was physically pain for me to like get through that. I've never had that where I'm reading a book and like every sentence is just like, why are you just glazing the book?
I don't even know this book. You should have read it in school. Well, I didn't. So now tell me again.
Well, that's right.
Continue.
It's not like we read the Cliff Notes version or anything. Like Audible is a completely valid way to read your books. Um, Even if it's not like really reading, it's like listening. It to me it's just as valid. Um, But yeah, I
Yeah, I
mean,
struggled with reading in high school or middle school to high school. If I had Audible, shit, I'd be a better student.
I mean, I think nowadays I do prefer Audible than reading an actual book. But at the same time, like I still do like to have like the physical media of having like the actual book, being able to like actually read it.
Yeah,
Um, and you know, like I getting into the actual story, so we should probably like tell everyone what the story is about. I'm just gonna read the back since this is a good synopsis of it anyway. Um, in the story of a downtrodden society of overworked, mistreated animals in their quest to create a paradise of progress, justice, and equality, George Orwell gave us one of the most scathing satiric fables ever written. As ferociously fresh as it was more than half a century ago, Animal Farm is a parable about would be liberators everywhere. As we witness the rise and bloody fall of the revolutionary animals through the lens of our own history, we see the seeds of totalitarianism in the most idealistic organizations and in our most charismatic leaders, the souls of our cruelest oppressors. Sorry. Um, yeah, I mean that's a good synopsis for it.
pretty much.
Yeah, I mean there were a lot of big words in this book, um, and I kind of felt like at some points like Orwell was kind of just using big words or fancy words. I don't know if those fell out of um, favor at some point, but like they weren't like tough words to decipher for me. It's just like there were a lot of bigger words in there, especially near the middle part. There were some bigger words.
Honestly, more for me, I was just sitting here like, man, this is actually kind of more bloody than I expected for young adult or something fantasy that aimed towards kids. I was like, wait a second, because that's
If
kind of what the
you
Ford
um,
was talking about, saying like, oh, it's
yeah,
child
yeah.
friendly technically. I'm like, dude, I read. So, don't get me wrong, young adult novels can get violent. And I'm like, man, this depicts it kind of more like realistically than more like fantasy or a fairy tale, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a lot of people who've talked to me about this have said that this is violent Charlotte's Web. Like, you know, that's kind of like the how they describe it to me. And I mean, after reading it, after watching the films myself, if you think the book is bloody, the films, even though they don't show it, oh my gosh, man. I'm telling you, man, it's bad.
No, I'm more surprised at how compact the book is because it's like on Audible, it's only 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's set on audiobook for me. It's about 4 hours. Yeah. I mean, it's only like what? Let me see, like 105 pages, and I think that's yeah,
Like, yeah,
that's with the afterword.
that's like a basic novella nowadays.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I there were several things that I really liked about this book, and that again, I read it just before getting on today. Um,
Mhm.
and one of the things that I love is the you know, how he describes the song Beast of England. And, you
Yep,
know,
Beast of
something
England.
between Clementine and La Cucaracha. And I'm like,
Like a garage.
hold on, these are two different, like, are we talking beats? Are we talking melt? Like, what the heck are you talking about? And then, like, you know, I'm thinking of it, and I'm like, beast, like, you know, like it's so vivid. It's so the Beast of England song is so good for what it was meant to be.
Oh yeah, for definitely for a revolution. Oh, absolutely. And then one thing I had to say too is like, wait, why are they learning English if they hate humans?
Yeah, a lot of that was like because they needed to, because like the tools and stuff. But like again, it's the again, in my opinion, the whole entire point of like communism and totalitarianism. Because Totalitarianism is more like I guess up on the political chart,
Mhm.
whereas like just straight up, whereas like authoritarian, which is what Hitler was more on the right, and Stalin was more left leaning, way more left leaning. Even though they were all, socially left, you can have economic policies that are right leaning and still be very far left. Um,
I mean, remember SSR was communist, so that was like the big thing.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
It was
I mean,
Stalin communist. It was not really communist. It was not communism. I mean, technically it was, but it wasn't.
I mean, let's be honest. Communism really is just, kill the weakest.
China's communist, so yeah.
I mean, that the communist propaganda machine at its finest. Just
Hmm.
kill the weak. But But man, I felt so sorry for a lot of the characters in this going through it. I felt bad for um Snowball. I didn't feel bad for him specifically, like, getting his just desserts. But I did feel bad that, in this reality, like these animals felt so oppressed that they needed to rise up.
Honestly, no. If anyone I feel really bad for is Boxer.
Boxer had a terrible end. Oh my God.
And they're like they're going to like and he tried to kick himself. He tried to kick out, and unfortunately he can't because he's weak.
Yeah, and one of the things that I really wanted to get into is like the propaganda in the films. They do such a good job at showing exactly how the propaganda machine works. So in the movies, like it's like they literally show like make their own film and then show the animals the films, and so you get to see what the animals made. And like, of course, again, it's with the technology of humans, so it's kind of like you kind of already get the essence that they're not fully removing humanity away from what they need to. So I mean, it still has that like, what's going on here.
Yeah,
And
and I guess the symbolism too, when you really think about it, when it comes to the pigs in charge and dogs being the guards, it's like, dang, that is politics right there.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, the pigs are in charge because they're greedy assholes. The dogs are the ones with the canine teeth that are gonna really do damage to you. Um,
No, it's more that it's their loyal. Someone say, "Oh, you're their lap dog." That's kind of like the reference I got from that.
yeah, I mean, I guess that too, but I mean, I picture like, especially like Boxer, I picture like a very strong up until the end, a very strong, God willing dog who's going to, you know, tough it up. And speaking of that, what did you think of the Sugar Candy Mountain thing? That was
Sugar Candy Mountain.
like, I'm sorry, like it's I don't know, you, I don't know if you know much about like the communist Marxist ideology. Do you?
Not much now.
No, okay. Well, so one of the things that in Marxism that they really wanted to harp on was get rid of um, any type of religion, not just Christianity, any type of religion. You can't be any religion because in a Marxist state, like you should be only loyal, like you said with the loyalty of the dogs, you should only be loyal to the government. They should be your first and last loyalty.
Nah, I'm good. I don't want to
And
be
so like if in the book it's literally like, oh, they were talking of Sugar Candy Mountain, and Snowball shut that shit down so fast. He's like, nah, there's no time for that. We gotta milk these fucking cows, man.
that.
look, look, there's enough milk here, and I don't know where it's gonna go, but it's gonna go somewhere. And then like, and that was also really really good in the films, was like being able to see how the animals reacted. You like, in the book it's kind of hard to do a scene like that where you can like have them react and you can see it happening as it's happening. But like, you know, after they milk the cows in the beginning,
Yeah,
it's just
and then
all
the
of a sudden,
chickens afterwards.
yeah, well, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, no,
Hmm.
it's just this endless cycle. But you know, they start off with the cows, and like as everyone else is going back, I think it was Molly in the film who looked back and like it's like, oh, where's he taking the milk? Where's the milk going?
Hmm.
And that to me was so good.
And
Um,
just and it's especially when it really started seeing like things are changing up. We're all animals are the same, and then and then that thing starts to change. They start changing, or not really changing, updating the rules.
well, yeah, I mean, because like, oh yeah, you can't do this, but well, I mean, we can use the house for this, but then, but do you really? Is it really so unsophisticated to be up on 2 feet? Well,
Remember when they said that they with the bed they said we should not lie in bed, no
uh,
human bed or any bed at all, and then it said we will not lie in bed with sheets. Later, it's like, wait, I don't remember that being there. Was it always there? Shoot, I don't remember.
well, and that was also really really cool in the movie was being able to see them like changing the rules like when everybody else is asleep they would do sometimes they would do like I think it happened twice or maybe
Yeah,
once
I
in,
think
in,
it's
in
about
each
twice
movie.
or
Yeah, yeah.
3 times.
And in the movie like they kind of just like rewrote everything but they had to also like well because they did this so early in their evolution let's say or devolution um they literally like had to redo everything shitty. So like the S's being backwards and stuff, so they still had to do that. And the pigs being the smartest ones who caught on to everything very quick, they were the ones who made the rules quite literally because well, one in the beginning they made the rules, but then once they were able to once they had the intelligence to go past and surpass, they were able to go back and like, well, let's change these so it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
then it leads. That's what it leads to, and it said where all animals are equal, except for the pigs. It's like, dang, they really are just going full on to this here.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, I mean, and again, like this book, these movies, the like this entire thing is just a great way to kind of discuss communism in a way that um, or Stalinism, in a way that like actually makes sense. You have so many, especially in politics, you have so many um like little cogs turning. And like so like you putting a tariff on something that's of course going to you know be three flaps of the bird's wings that can change all of reality in a month or two. And I mean, I really do think that like being able to see the impact of the book of everything it was great. I really do think that Animal Farm. I understand why it stood the test of time.
Even it's not really even just about Stalin, not even Stalinism, communism, or even like other. It's just it's politics. That's
True,
really
true.
what it is. It's just straight up just politics, dude. You can use that. You can use anything from that from that story and place it in today. It would still make sense.
True, and I agree, and I know that at one point you had said that Snowball kind of reminded you of Trump, and
The way
like
he just said it, the way the audio just said it, it's Snowball's fault for the windmill to break down. I'm like, bro, you guys had bad weather and you guys didn't build it right. What do you mean, Snowball?
it's Snowball's fault. There's it's Snowball's fault. He is the
If
terrible
he,
person.
I swear, if he did something, if he did the George Bush with the Katrina going like, "Sir, what are we gonna do about Katrina? We're gonna find her." Then I'm like, okay. I would have lost it.
So
Well,
so
no, just the way he said it just made me go like that. But that sounds like Trump.
I I guess maybe in the audiobook, yeah, I could see that, but like how I took it was, and don't get me wrong, I can definitely see a lot of people in our politics in America um in this, but specifically the ones that I could see was first of all, let's not kid ourselves. Like Trump is not as wordy as George Orwell was when he wrote this.
No, he is. He says, "I'm the greatest
No,
of
I'm
our
the
time."
greatest. I'm
Yep.
perfect. I got the biggest hands. The biggest in all the world.
I am
They say
absolutely the greatest
Donald,
of our
can you
time.
give me bigger hands? No, but like speaking from a point of inflection and language, I think that like the closest person George Orwell like in that substance was like Obama, because like even though I wasn't a fan of Obama, like the guy could fucking speak, you know.
He knew how to argue.
He didn't know how to argue, but like he also carried himself in that way, but he also had that language, that tenacity, that grit. I like not saying that Obama is Snowball in my eyes, but saying that like in just purely language, yeah, like that's close. However, I think in like terms of like actual like evilness, I would say someone like Nixon in our politics was probably the closest, you know,
Yeah,
because like Nixon, he messed up a lot, but I mean, Nixon was a hell of a person, and I mean that in the bad way, not the good way.
you know.
Wanting to
Well,
make sure I cover all my bases.
if you really think about with the Trump thing, when it came to blaming, like, the disaster
Oh
that
yeah,
happened because of
but
natural thing, I gotta say that just like Joe Biden and Trump right there. Joe
yeah, yeah.
Biden's fault. It's the windmill fault because of Joe Biden.
The blaming, the blame game, the scapegoating, that that's that's pretty much all Trump. I can attest to that. That's a perfectly valid thing to say.
Just the way he said it, like
I mean,
the fact that the way he said it just made it go like, oh my god.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and again, like you got to remember that like what was the donkey's name again? I forget the donkey's name. I'm gonna
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name either.
um, what was it? I remember it was a stupid name.
All they say is an old donkey.
I mean, they had some pretty stupid names in this. Um.
Snowball.
Anyway, the donkey in this was what did you pick up about that character? Because as I picked it up, I mean, he was not only like the silent type, but the reason why a person like that survived Stalinism, survived Snowball's reign and everyone's reign, and survived everything that happened pretty much, um, was because they kind of just kept quiet and just they know just keep their head down, just survive.
They just stayed in their own lane, basically, is kind of what I took. He just stayed in his own lane. He didn't bother, he didn't rub anyone the wrong way. He just kind of just like, "Ah, I'm just living."
Yeah, and then on the opposite side, you also had Molly who did the same thing, but like is looked at as like a defector.
Yeah.
But like
But more
they make
because like
her
she
seem
just
stupid or excuse my language for this, retarded. You know, oh, like she just wants ribbons, she just wants niceties, she just wants, that kind of stuff.
well, even then she started questioning the rules too. She's like, I don't remember it saying that. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
remember us agreed to that.
but she left the farm pretty
Yeah.
fast. Like she left before a lot of the bad shit went down.
Yeah. But the point is though, like, there's that's thing there was questions like, wait a minute, that's not what we agreed to. I don't remember that. Like
Yeah,
even Boxer, like in when it come to the Battle of the Farm, he questions like, wait a minute, no, Snowball was there with us, fighting with us. He didn't try to turn against us.
yeah. No, I'm right with you. And I mean, I think it was just like again, my favorite part of everything that happened was being able to see how this book came together, because I can understand how it stood the test of time. I can understand how this book is probably one of the most influential pieces of media ever made, and it's probably like that probably the reason why it's banned in a lot of places.
It's just it just tells how what happened in the government. Corruption is so easy to, come by that.
Well, there's so many different types of corruption.
And that's the thing. It's there's so
It
much of it, and
right.
when you try to form a militia to fight against it, and that's what people don't want you to. And that's kind of like what a lot of government, I guess from what I don't know if it's really out there, but keeping your people stupid means that you have more control.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, keeping your people docile, keeping your people retarded, keeping your people oppressed is a good way to kind of squash any movement. The best way of control is not small control, it's big control. You don't want to if you want to control, like, let's say, an idea, you don't want it to be talked about in any way, shape, or form except for the official narrative. And that to me was like he really understood propaganda.
Oh yeah.
Like, what was that, chapter 6, 7, where it's literally like just propaganda. The entire whole chapter is just like them talking about making propaganda. And I was just like, oh my
And then
gosh.
get rid of the song too. On top of that,
Yeah, yeah.
like we don't need it anymore. We already won. We don't need that. Now Napoleon's gonna have a poem about yourself, about himself, about being a great leader. And that's the first thing these kids are gonna remember.
If I remember correctly, Stalin actually did that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, I want to see. I want to see.
I
Uh,
believe it. That thing, I would believe it too. Like if you think about it, that's North Korea right there.
yeah,
Because they remember they have their two the only two the first two right two leaders his son and the father right and they ruled it. Remember with them North Korea fucking they it's like a brand new calendar when North Korea became its thing. And then what is they talk about how what's his name again? What's the first guy? King I know Kim Jong Un, but what's his dad name again? I can't think of it.
which
I can't think
character?
of his name. Not as a character. This is just North Korea.
Oh, Kim Jong Un,
No, no, no. His father.
Kim Jong Il.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I was.
They talk.
There's
Remember, they
so
talk
many
about North
different
Korea.
names.
How they talk about him, like they say, like, oh, he created the heaven and earth, and he's the the Messiah, basically. Like he's the Lord of their place, and they talk about him like in such reverentry.
You,
And then, like, even one of like the big rules that they have in North Korea that you have to have both their photos up in your house, and they have to be perfect and not dusted at all, too. And if your house is burned down, you have to save those photos, or you get put to death or camped.
so, I mean, I believe that, but like that's not even like the worst one. Did you hear about his new math?
What is it?
So he, like, quite literally in communist Korea, North Korea. The idea of this is gonna give you an aneurysm, but
Like,
he says that everyone else in the world is doing math wrong. And when they ask him, like, how can you say that? How can you justify that? He's like, all right, give me a cup of water, and he'll put a drop of water on the table, right? He's like,
okay.
that's one, and he's like, that's one, right? And you put another drop of water on top of the water drop that you already have, and he's like, you see, that's not two, that's bigger one. And I'm just like, oh, this is
I wish I can do
maddening.
that in high school.
One, this is bigger
No,
one, this is biggest one.
This is bigger one.
Going back to the Trump thing, I have the best one, the biggest one.
I am the greatest one of all ones. There's no one better than me. You can ask all my supporters.
Oh my gosh, but like yeah, like again, this is the point, and then like okay, because everything's getting not discombobulated, but because I want to kind of stay on track of this. I actually did look it up. He actually does have poems, and like quite a lot of them.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Apparently, way before he was like a leader, though. Like, I
Oh, he was a
guess,
narcissist before that.
yeah. Old Ninkika is old. His bravery left him. How could the old age take his iron strength away? Jesus Christ! Like, he wanders like a shadow from door to door through the world, holding in his hand the elk penduri and playing it tenderly. Fuck? Is this about his like star-crossed lovers? Some shit. And they told him, "Drink it and be damned to fulfill your destiny. We do not need your truth nor your heavenly voice." Fuck.
He's on some stuff. Oh, he was.
I have no idea what to think of this because like I did not know that he actually did poems, and now I'm like really interested.
Well, I mean, it was made at the time, so it makes sense.
Yeah, but it says that these are all like June of 1895, and I don't I'm not perfect with my history, but I think that's way before he was leader.
Yeah, no, that's way before.
I I'm not even sure if these are his. I have no I have fucking no
Okay,
clue.
I have no context here.
Because I like you got to remember like they might not even count um the same years as we do.
True,
Especially during like the
true.
USSR, they might have just said it's like the year of the Stalin years, so like that might not be like part of their history and stuff. Kind of like how in Germany they just gloss over what happened in a certain time period.
Oh, hey, sorry, way bad guy. Bye bye. Okay, moving on.
Hey guys, we kind of did some bad stuff, but don't worry, we I forget what we did to say sorry, but we did we say sorry? I forget.
We said sorry enough. Sorry.
Well, someone said sorry. I think that was before him and the wife took their lives, but
Somebody had to.
oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, um, yeah, I mean, I think that this book, I think I have to give it. I think rating it, the book, I'm hesitant to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm very hesitant to give it a 10 out of 10. But I think
You can give it a 10 out of 10.
I'm thinking a fair like 9 out of 10 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have a 10
Well,
out
for
of 10
me,
scale?
like I said, I read young adult novels. I like the entertainment. I like escaping for reality and not really remembering shit. But so I was like, man, I'm bored. This I understand it, but I'm like, ah. But for what it's worth, what it means, the messages, and what it shows, I'm like, okay, I can't say it's bad. Like it's not my forte, but it's not bad.
Right,
So
right,
for me, I'll be a solid. I'll be a champ here. Be solid. It's an 8 out of 10 because yeah, it's genuinely like it has a fantastic message, and it's not only it shows corruption and how kind of just how corruption really does just kind of grow with if it's unchecked, and it's scary to think about it that way because like it really did. No one realized it was getting bad until it was too late.
right, right. No, I completely understand you on that. You know, we I think at the time like with Stalin, like no one quite knew what to do.
Yeah.
You know, like
And the thing, do you
it
rise
was
up
just
again? Well, you
crazy.
got a massive army. How are you going to fight that? Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but like I'm not sure if you know, but like Iran is throwing overthrowing their government currently.
But isn't that because we left stuff there?
Well, I'm not sure if we're doing the regime change or not, but like they've been fighting for like 12 days straight, and they apparently they just started shooting their own people and stuff, and so not
Oh,
only
was that
that,
didn't
but their
didn't
leaders have
didn't
actually
like
fled to Russia too. By the
Trump
way, I
take
just
them out?
realized we're
Like, didn't
talking
Trump
about
like say we're
Stalinism
done now?
book,
We're
and it's
taking them out? I can't remember.
was that
Didn't Trump say like, "Hey, well, yeah, we're taking our troops out of Iran," and they just left a bunch of military stuff there?
it was dictated under Trump, but Biden was the one who pulled out, and they left everything, and yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so what happened was it was negotiated under Trump. It was going to happen under Trump. He was expected to win. He didn't win. Biden pulled out and basically just left everything, and I think left a couple of people actually over there too.
dang.
I think that's like the bigger thing is like a lot of people don't talk about that, but I think there were some people who were left because like if I remember correctly at that time, like people journalists everyone was worried that he wasn't going to get them out on time and it was going to start up the war again
Yeah,
because like they had seconds to go, so some people might have been left over.
dang.
But so real quick, an AI overview of this. So I guess one of the films was actually partially CIA funded.
Really?
I did not know that. I did not know that. The
Well, I mean,
classic
if you want to talk about it with the
1984
AI
animated
stuff,
film.
he has another book called what is it called?
1984.
1987 or 84?
Yeah.
There
I
you go. That's a dystopian with the AI in it,
I don't think it has AI in it, does it?
isn't it?
I don't think it has AI, but I think it
Hold on,
has
let me.
like some type of thing. But yeah, that's another one that I want to read. I haven't read any of his books before, so I do want to read um 1984. I think that's going to be one of the ones that I put on. And also, I think at one point I am going to have us read the Jurassic Park books.
There it is. Yeah, 1984 Rebellion. Oh yeah, that's where Big Brother came in. You know what Big Brother is?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's Big
that's
Brother.
just
That's
government surveillance, though. That's not government. The surveillance is just like the NSA and stuff like that. That's not really
yeah, but I think it's more more prone to say with appropriate to say it's kind of like with more AI because we know at this point like yeah the government's watching us. That's not a question anymore. You know?
that's really not a question anymore. They
Yeah, that's not a question. Like we were all kind. It's kind of it is kind of funny to think about though. When back in the day, or people are like, "Oh my God, they're going to be watching us. The government's going to watch it on our devices and all that stuff." And then decades later, we're like, "Yeah, we know they're watching us."
well, it's not even that. It's like the two things that come to mind are the American Dad episode where Bullock pulls up the poop cams where he's just like, "Yeah, we have all these foreign dignitaries on their phones scrolling while they're shitting." It's like, whoa. And then on the opposite side of that,
Yeah.
I also oh fuck, I just had it. There was another thing that I had in mind. I think it was from Futurama. But yeah, this is
But now we're in this new day and age where technology is the thing and AI is the big boom that every tech company is coming after.
well, I mean, AI. I mean, you know you've seen what I post on YouTube.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm using AI, and the reason that I'm using AI is because I know the left doesn't like it, so I'll use it till the cows come home just to make sure
Until the
that they
cows
hate
come
it.
home, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
look, I'm using the same literary devices as a certain person that we just read the book
Oh,
of.
shit. No, someone does make a good point with that one when it comes to AI. They're talking about how that one actually can be used to control, more people because, now at this day and age, it's not about how you control people, but how much you can distract them.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
So It's flipped.
Well, I mean, there's also other things that happen too. Just for instance, in like AI and around AI, there's a lot of problems that are already coming up. Like one thing that I was told was like, be careful when you have children now because they're going to be out of the workforce. By the time they are old enough to be in the workforce, they aren't going to be able to get easy jobs.
Right.
And so right now the tightrope is, being able to do a job that will get you money, but at the same time, this AI race is, you know, kind of fueling our own destruction, which is why, like, in my opinion, like we do need some social programs that maybe we can push further if we need to, you know. But like
Yeah.
at that exact same time, like I don't know how sustainable that kind of stuff is, you know. I don't know how much, how far, how, you know. Um, but
But let
yeah,
me tell
I
you though, the Napoleon would totally loved it for everyone else.
look. I mean, if the the fact that the pigs got to be the ones up on top, the fact that the pigs were like the winners, for the majority of it, kind
No, it
of
makes
goes to
sense.
prove that like the greed in society is what keeps things moving in a way, you know.
But you have to think about it, like I said, symbolism, and people would call them fascist pigs.
Oh yeah, 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 of course, of course.
So like that's like he knows what he knew exactly what he was doing. Like this ain't no. He was like, okay, people call them fascist pigs. The pigs are in charge. Oh, what do they call them? Oh, lapdogs. Yeah, they're gonna be the second in command. Like he
Well,
knew exactly
well,
how he was gonna
I
do
mean,
that.
even like the plow horse,
Hmm.
the chickens with their heads cut off. There's so many good descriptions or ways that you can describe how he was able to um, kind of show how Stalin was able to mold people into his specific way of life.
And that's the thing too, as the new generation at the end of the book, they talking about how new generation, they don't really know about the war, that how it happened, or that much about it, or they know about it and they just kind of do it because they're told to do remembrance because of it and all that stuff.
Well, and if you remember, that's how the Beast anthem was first described too. It's just this
Exactly,
really old thing.
exactly.
So I mean, it's kind of like this thing that always happened, that's always been there, that's always been prevalent, that's always been, you know, in the back of people's minds. It just needed someone really horrible to get out there.
Yep.
Like,
Honestly, that is, yeah.
like it just needed someone really, really shitty to like get the idea up and out into the world.
One of the things I thought about too when it comes down to it, like, I is this a tangent? Yeah, it's a bit of a tangent.
Go
Did you
ahead, go ahead.
know? Did you know Trump is doing a Patriot Games?
Are you telling me that we're gonna get the Hunger Games sponsored by Trump before we get GTA 6?
Apparently so, for celebration of America's 250th.
Oh, you're talking about for America's 250th. Yeah, I know, I do know that.
Yeah.
So technically, we are already at the 250th. What he promised, and I'm kind of mad that I haven't been seeing this, is he kind of promised like the government's going to pay everyone for like the entire year off, and I was like, excuse me, what the fuck?
Well, I chose the wrong profession.
But no, like the government was going to pay everyone to take the year off, and what we were going to do, like from what I understood from what he said was we were supposed to be going to this like Renaissance fair, but it's literally like the Renaissance fair of like why America is so great. And we were supposed to have like stalls for every state. So there was supposed to be honest, a New Mexico State, Hawaii, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, all these other states in this giant fair with like games and carnival prize. I don't know what kind of carnival prizes you're gonna play at the state fair of fairs for states, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but you sure what I remember? They said that that he was saying like, oh yeah, two kids, teenagers from each state compete in games. I'm like, bro, that's Hunger Games.
Man, Trump is really like he has some really cool ideas, man. Like, did you hear about the gold phone?
The gold phone.
Yeah. So Moist Critical talked about it, and it was supposed to come out last year, and basically it's a phone plan and a phone for $500. You pay $500. You paid $100 to pre-order it. So you pay 100, and then you when you get it, you pay an extra 500, and then yeah. So it was supposed to be like all done by Trump and all of his blah blah blah. Um, supposed to be out sometime in 2025. It never happened. And I mean, look it up. Like here. Let me go ahead and look at this. The Trump phone. Yeah, it's a literal gold phone with "Make America Great Again" with like a T and a one. And okay, I typed Trump game and Trump games and I see like Trump news game. I'm back and you're fired. Trump the game. You're fired.
If
I'm sorry.
I
This is funny. Um, yeah, let me see. Trump announces Patriot games. This was on the 18th of December. Let me see if I can see this without agreeing to give my life to CNN. Trump announces Patriot Games, a youth athletic competition celebrating the United States' 250th birthday. Host the Patriot Games, a competition with young athletes. I feel like for a guy who, whether or not he's found guilty for things that are in the Epstein files or not, he is in the Epstein files. We know because he was friends with Epstein for a long time, whether or not he did anything at the island.
fake news, fake news.
But I mean, you really shouldn't have like kid games, man, like teen games at the White House, man. I feel like that's kind of pushing a little bit of a line. Like, right? Like you're kind of just saying like, hey, I like young tail, and I don't care who knows what who knows.
Exactly, man. I don't.
You're like, I don't know what's fucking going on.
I'm America.
um, man, yeah. So you broke my game. You broke my mind with the Patriot game.
I right.
I'll send you a picture of the Trump phone. It's as funny as you're probably picturing it in your mind here.
It is. It is. I'm ready for it, man.
I'm putting it
But
on my phone. Here, I'm gonna get the
anyway,
NinjaManAsh
back
download.
to that book, right, that we were talking about because we went on a tangent. Good book overall. Like I said, if I'm not, I typically just read young adult because just I prefer the fantasy because it is fun. Because everything in this world is like, oh my god, everything's terrible.
Yeah. No, I mean, and
But
I get it. I get it. The entire discourse around this book is quite literally like how far can one go? How far can one go in the conquest of the people? You
It's
know,
just yeah, it's just corruption, politics playing their game, and it's just the worst part about it is all the people suffer, and it's always the people.
do you think that there's a way to do a government without having corruption? Because
I think
it's something
Lord
that
knows we have
I
all
had a
tried.
question.
There has been so many because I don't know if you ever heard you've heard the phrase, right?
Which right?
All good all roads to hell start with good intentions.
Oh yeah, all roads are paved with good intentions. Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, there it is. There, that's the one.
yeah, yeah.
So even though, yes, I am like you got to think about it too. Like even like with the founding fathers of America, they wanted something good, but unfortunately,
Hmm.
it did not happen that way.
Well, I mean, I think everything gets perverted in some type of way.
No, it does absolutely.
Like going back to corruption. Corruption always seeps in at the time that you don't want it to. Corruption always exists, and there's really no way around getting rid of it because
And the
without
unfortunate part,
corruption,
it's so
things just
easy.
get too crazy.
It's so easy.
Hmm.
That's the thing too. It's so easy for just to be corrupt because like if at the worst time of your life, if someone does come in there to say, "Hey, I'll give you this. You just got to do this for me."
Yeah, yeah. Well, and a lot of the
It's
times, even with what we saw with the propaganda in the book, they would
hmm
kind of make a situation happen so they can then report on it. Like even
hmm
I'm sure about rid of people who are illegally in the country, and then you have someone who accidentally or intentionally, whether or not you believe she was there accidentally or intentionally, she puts herself into a situation and then she doesn't listen to the law and gets shot. And like it's a sad thing, but at the exact same time, it's like Rip Bozo type situation. You know,
yeah.
because it's like I mean I don't know about you, but like I'm not messing with the law here. I'm not like going out and going to the nearest police station and showing my ass. I could, I probably shouldn't, so I'm not
I
going to.
probably should. Oh no, and that's kind of like the thing is too, because people will fight, defend on what they believe is right, even if it's against the law.
Yeah, true. I mean, and again, like even if they think it's against the law, I mean, it's still just it's a shame. I mean, it is. It is a shame that someone had to lose their life. But like, what I'm getting at is like the propaganda of it all, where it's like, I'm
Oh
thinking that
yeah,
like what Trump is trying to do is like trying to push it to where people will be okay with them choosing an authoritarian option instead of just going, in my opinion. Instead, he should just not give a shit and go, well, I was kind of voted and elected on this, so you guys kind of got to suck it up, Buttercup. You know,
pretty much what happened.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with Animal Farm. I can't
Oh
wait
yeah.
to read more. Now um, you had an idea for the next one. If we'll try a couple of these and see how they go. We're not just going to do one and then quit it. Um,
One and quit it. Got it. Yeah, where I constantly post a lot of books. As a matter of fact, my latest thing, or the literally latest thing I've done on there was interview with an indie author because I really loved her books a lot, and we talked about it. It was cool to have an interview like that.
that's cool. You actually got to have an interview.
Yeah, she was awesome. I guess what not plug. Her name is Chantel Remington. She's the author of A Grim Awakening, and if you're somebody like me who loves the idea of ghosts or ghost-like powers, that's the one right there. That is young adult ghost powers there.
Huh.
Love it.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, and I'm on your page right now. Everyone watching, please subscribe to the Pixelated Jordan. Um, Seems like a great channel. Seems like a good guy. I like it. Let's go ahead and send some love his way. Um, Seems great. So yeah, there you go. Little shout out for you. Um, you got 54 subscribers, man. I'm low. I'm low compared to you.
Yeah, I need to pump out more. That's what I'm saying. If I kept on doing my reviews that I was doing it before, and I'll probably be a little higher. But I've been lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped content creation for some time. I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try and get into content creation a lot more because, especially my shorts and stuff, like they were getting some good hits for a while. So
Yeah.
I want to go back into it. I still have 70 subscribers on. I didn't realize how close I am to monetization on Twitch, so I might just try to get monetized on Twitch and then, you know, work on fleshing out Kick and YouTube and all the rest. And I can't figure out how to live stream through multiple places. I think I have to get a new computer because this one's pretty old. So yeah. But anyway, thank you, Jordan. You have a great one, and
Appreciate it.
yeah, and if it's not a book, it can be a movie, TV show, whatever, just whatever.
Yeah.
And take care and have a great night, and you guys have a great night as well. Take care and bye.